Are you following advice that's actually stopping you from achieving your goals? Now, you might be because 90% of people fail to hit their goals. And in my experience, 8 out of 10 clients I work with make the exact same mistake. So, in this video, I will show you in 4 simple steps how to achieve your biggest goals with a 12-week year system. And to start, let me show you the number one mistake people make when trying to achieve them. Okay, let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this mistake. For almost a century, the British national cycling team didn't win a single Tour de France, which is like the World Cup for cycling, and managed just one Olympic medal. One medal for an entire century. Now, things got so bad that people started questioning whether the team should even be funded at all. Then, in 2003, a new performance director was hired named Dave Brailsford, and what he did next changed everything. In just 5 years, the British cycling team won 60% of the gold medals at the 2008 Olympics, and over the next decade, they went on to win 178 World Championships, 66 Olympic gold medals, and 5 Tour de France. Now, that's not bad for achieving goals. So, how did Dave transform his team from mediocre to world class? Here's what's interesting. He used a complete system. Now, Dave built a performance system made up of 4 key components: strategy, equipment, training, and health. And within each one, he optimized every tiny element he could. So what kind of things did he optimize? So for instance, under the component of strategy, things like a winner's mindset and group dynamics. Under equipment, tire grip and bike aerodynamics. Under training, biofeedback sensors and recovery techniques. And under health, advanced hygiene routines and custom sleep systems. But here's the real magic. These components don't work in isolation. They work together as a synchronized system, each one designed to reinforce the others to achieve extraordinary goals. Now, the data collected from the biosensors, for instance, help build custom sleep systems for each rider. The bike aerodynamics informed recovery techniques, and so on. So components work together to create a system that produced amazing results. Now, that's pretty powerful, right? Okay, so you might ask me, what does all of this have to do with a 12-week year and achieving goals? And the answer is everything. The 12-week year is built on the exact same principle. It's a complete system where every component works together and reinforces the others so that you can achieve your most ambitious goals. Now, here's what makes it really unique. It's the only productivity system that has all the necessary components: vision, goals, strategic execution, performance measurement, and so on. Now, each component matters by itself, but it's the way they're synchronized that creates breakthroughs. Now, if you want to consistently achieve your goals, you need a system where it has all the critical components. Now, these components work together in sync and reinforce one another, like I just said before. Now, regardless, each component by itself is best in class as well. And that's exactly what the 12-week year gives you. The system has 4 main components, which we will go over in a few minutes. So first one is envision your future, create your goals, plan your path, execute and measure. Now, each of these components has elements within it that sync and support the others. For example, your vision supports your goals. The measurement that you are going to take in the process control supports your execution, and so on. So like Brailsford's system for the British team, each component is best in class, synced, and reinforces the others. Now that we've seen how the 12-week year works as one holistic system, let's look at how you can use it with a simple 4-step process. So step 1 is envisioning your future. Now imagine this scenario. You've trained for a year to become a professional archer. You've practiced relentlessly, your form is perfect, and your aim is steady. But now it's the finals, and just as you're about to take your shot, someone blindfolds you and spins you around. You're disoriented, of course, and you can't see the targets. Now, do you think you can hit the target? Well, of course not. And I've seen dozens of times in real life very capable people working long hours, but they're blindfolded. they don't have a clear vision. They're shooting arrows into the darkness, wondering why they're not hitting their goals. Now, here's the thing. You cannot achieve your goals without a clear vision. And this isn't just from my experience, it's backed by science. According to the seminal goal-setting theory by Locke and Latham, when your goals are anchored in clarity, deep meaning, and purpose, in other words, a strong vision, you're significantly more likely to achieve them. So here's how to create that vision in the 12-week year step by step. First, you're going to step into the future 3 years from now. You're going to describe what your life looks and feels like in vivid detail. Use present tense. Think of your vision as a 3D world that you can step into and explore. Now, if you're interested, I placed a link below to my vision guide so that if you want some help creating your vision, you can use that guide. Next, choose 2 to 3 key areas in your life. It could be career, health, relationship, whatever. Whatever matters most to you. For each one, write 1 to 3 paragraphs that capture what your life looks like in that area 3 years from now. Make it specific, real, and vivid. If you would like to share your vision in the comments, I will personally review it and give you my feedback. At the core of the 12-week year system stands a powerful concept. A year is only 12 weeks. We shrink 12 months into 12 weeks. This 12-week period becomes a standalone time unit that functions as a complete year. Everything you do from planning, execution, tracking, reviewing happens inside this 12-week cycle. When it ends, you simply reset, plan your next year, and begin a new 12-week cycle. It's just like starting a brand new year. So why is it so powerful? There are 3 main reasons. The first one is annual goals create a dangerous illusion of time. We think we have all year, right? Beginning of the year, we think we have all the way up to December, which feels totally far away. We procrastinate most of the year without urgency and focus. The second reason is, try to imagine for a minute that your year is just 12 weeks. How does it feel? Now, if you started to think, wait a second, I only have 12 weeks to execute on my goals, I really need to focus and plan carefully. That means you're heading in the right direction. That's exactly the shift we're looking for. The third reason, the 12-week year, given its shorter time frame, forces you to laser focus on what's most important. We're building in healthy doses of energy and urgency. Okay, so let's harness this powerful idea and set your 12-week goals. Going back to our example, so if you remember, the 3-year vision was I'm in the best shape of my life and so on. The 1-year goals that we created from this vision were lose 30 pounds, complete a 3-mile run in under 30 minutes, and train consistently 3 or 4 times per week. Now again, we're going to do the same reverse engineering process. So we're going to move from this 1-year goals to create 12-week goals that will significantly move you toward those outcomes. And these are, and by the way, this is a real life example that was used with one of the clients, but this is just one area of the life, right? Just one life area, which is health. So the goals were lose 10 pounds, run 1 mile without stopping, and train 2-3 times a week for the full 12 weeks. Now, again, you can see that these 12-week goals are specific, actionable, measurable, and clearly aligned with our 1-year goals. Now, notice how this goal-setting process works in the system. We start with a vision. We then break it into 1-year goals. Then we break those into 12-week goals we can execute in the current cycle. So everything stays aligned, giving you the most effective process to achieve your biggest goals. It's quite powerful, and there's no other system that delivers such a complete framework from vision to execution. There is inherent beauty in this system. Now that we have our 12-week goals, the next step is creating a plan to execute them. Let me pause here on the importance of having a plan. Now, it might sound obvious, but I've seen many people fail not because their goals are wrong, but because they never translate them into a clear weekly and daily plan. I often hear from them, "Oh, I already know what I need to do. Why do I need a plan?" Now, on the surface, it sounds reasonable. But in reality, there's a big gap between what people know and what they actually do. Without a clear plan, it's easy to get distracted and lose focus. And I know, I've been there many times. With that in mind, here are the 4 simple steps to create your first 12-week plan. So the first step is defining weekly and daily actions. So for each 1-year goal that we created, define the most critical daily and weekly actions that you must take in this 12-week year cycle to hit that goal. For example, let's use one of the 1-year goals we created before, which is lose 10 pounds. Now, the critical actions that we defined for this goal is: first, limit calorie intake to 1800 per day; 2, drink 8 to 10 cups of water per day; and 3, hire a trainer at the local gym. And 4 is do weight training 2-3 times a week. Now, notice again that these actions are: 1, specific and measurable; 2, directly aligned with your 1-year goal; 3, provide a realistic yet challenging stretch; and that they are limited to 3-4 actions per 1-year goal. So try to focus on no more than 2 or 4 actions per goal, because you just don't want to scatter your energy and on too many tasks. Now that we have created our action, let's create the actual 12-week execution plan. For each action, write the week that it is due inside your 12-week year. So in our example, for instance, limit calorie to intake to 1800 per day is due all 12 weeks. Drinking the water is due all the 12 weeks as well. Hire the trainer at the local gym is due on week 2. And weight training is due from week 3 to week 12. Imagine this: for every key area of your life, health, career, relationship, whatever matters to you, you have 3 or 4 crystal clear actions that are fully aligned with your goals and visions, and actions that meaningfully move the needle toward what matters most to you. So I hope by now you can see how powerful the system is. Okay, great job making it to this point. So let's quickly recap what we covered. 1, why having a complete holistic system is essential for achieving your goals, and how my enhanced 12-week year delivers exactly that. 2, and I'm going to list the steps that we use. Step 1 is crafting a vivid, meaningful 3-year vision. Step 2 is breaking that vision into actionable 1-year goals, starting to turn a dream into a clear direction. Step 3 is breaking those 1-year goals into 12-week goals and building a focused execution plan for the current cycle. Step 4 is evaluating your performance, extracting insights, and adjusting for your next 12-week year. Now that's it. Simple, powerful, and complete. Now, time management is a skill directly tied to achieving your goals. So I suggest watching this video next to continue building your 12-week year mastery. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.